So today we are very pleased to listen to a presentation by Mrs. Monika Tögel, who is Sustainability Officer for Association of Volksbanks in Austria. She is a certified CSR expert and member of Standards Austria Committee 251 Sustainable Finance. You have to tell me what this exactly is, please.
Sounds complicated.
Yes. And so you're a sustainability manager for Association of Volksbanks in Austria since 2020, and you have been responsible for sustainability and communication at Volksbank Wien since 2017. So maybe, Monika, before you start your presentation, maybe you would like to say something in detail about your, what you want everybody to know about your CV, let's say. We are very excited to hear more about this very current topic and how the Association of Volksbanks in Austria successfully implemented and integrated the sustainability project as a whole and its several sub-projects into all areas and processes. So, dear Monika, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Good morning, good afternoon from Vienna. First of all, I want to thank you, Mrs. Krömer, and the whole CIBP team for the invitation and for the possibility to share our learnings of the last years, meanwhile, regarding our sustainable transformation. I think in this topic, there is no competition. We are all here together to learn from each other and to do our best to, let's say, save the planet. There's one sentence or one statement I really like to point out at my presentations first. So we are the first generation to notice the climate change, and we are the last one to do something against it, to take action to change it. So this is very important to work together, to share our learnings, to share our best practice. Like you said already, Mrs. Krömer, therefore please type in the chat if you have any questions, if you want to share your best practice. So all our participants are invited. I will watch my time. I have 30 minutes for my presentation, and afterwards we will switch to your questions and to your learnings. So to introduce myself, I'm in banking for nearly 20 years with different stages. So first treasury, then I worked in product management, communications, and so on. And since 2017, I'm responsible for the sustainability in Volksbank Vienna and then whole Austria. Like Mrs. Krömer said, I'm a certified CSR expert, and I work in several, let's say, voluntary groups, also regarding sustainable development, SDGs with the UN Global Compact and things like this. So we will start with a small introduction of Volksbank Association, just to let you know how big we are here in Vienna and what is our business model. So I share the presentation now. Then we have a small insight to our core business. So I think you should see the presentation now. Perfect. And last but not least, I have an implementation example. We are working on since I think 2 years, something like this, that reflects exactly our sustainable strategy and how the DNA was implemented in the Volksbank Association. So the short overview, the Volksbank Association is only in Austria. So we have 8 regional banks and 1 specialized bank. So this bank is for doctors and for pharmacies, all in 9 banks. And to be honest, this was not always like this. The last, I think, 10 years, we slimmed down a lot. 10 years ago, there were 60 different Volksbanks. So there was a big change in the last years. And within this change, we also implemented sustainability. Here are some numbers. It's not the most important topic today, but just to let you know, or to have to compare it with banks in your country, around 101 million customers. Volksbank here in Vienna, around 300,000 customers. In Vienna, we have 54 branches, all over Austria, 240 branches, let's say like this. And the Volksbank here in Vienna is the central organization for all the association in whole Austria. We also centralized many different departments here. For example, there is no compliance in the regional banks. There's no risk management in regional banks, so there's only HR product customers that are really in our regions. The rest is all managed in Vienna. This was also important for our strategy. So yeah, we kind of could design our business model and then have the rollout into the regions. So what is the business model of Volksbank? Like I said, we slimmed down in the last years, not only in branches, not only in banks, but also in market. Volksbank is only the main area to focus on the Austrian markets. Only 5% of the customers are from abroad. There are no foreign shareholders, so you see it's really a very regional bank. And of course, this is why we're here, a cooperative bank. The core is, of course, the Austrian-wide branch network. And we focus not only the structure, but also the product range. We only focus on loans, deposit, and payments. So there are no services that are in addition. So there is no insurance. There is no credit, no customer credits or something like this. So we work together with product partners, also cooperative product partners from Germany, like Union Investment, Ergo, Team Bank, and all the other products are not in the books of Volksbank anymore. So the largest impact on ESG is, of course, the customer lending business. And in addition, of course, the retail banking, but the most focus is on the customer lending business. And there's also something special here in Austria, here in Vienna. We have no NFRD customers and no CSRD customers. So we only have the very small customers, let's say around 50 employers, 100 employers, and really very few that are larger than this. So on the right side, you see the summary, low risk business model and low risk business model. So with the local market and with a special focus on special customers, a modern decentralized network, let's say like this. The most important functions are here in Vienna, and the region can concentrate on their customers. The reorganization of the economic environment was done in the last 10 years. And of course, the sustainability, the regional dividend circle, the topic sustainability got a very big focus in the last years. We also do our sustainability reporting, not only for Volksbank Wien. We have also, in addition, a sustainable report for Volksbank Association. And we did already, join some international associations like the UN Global Compact. We are reporting in regard to the UN Sustainable Development Goals. We are also doing our reports in accordance to the Global Reporting Initiative standards, and so on and so on. TCFD, if you are already know this associations which we joined. Good. So here's also an overview which SDGs are relevant for the Volksbank Association. We focus on 6 or 7, let's say like this, from climate action to good well-being, gender equality, and so on. But I don't want to focus on this slide. You can read the objectives, our main goals on this slide also afterwards. So now we come to the most important topic, from paper to reality. How did we implement sustainability really in every department? I'm always wondering from which corner of the bank people ring me up or write emails to me for example, I don't know, compliance and many other departments, and ask me questions. They are very engaged in doing something for sustainability. So I think we really did a good job in the last years. And we have some, let's say, engagement group also in our bank. How did we do this? Our sustainable principles were chosen by our board. So our main focus or our mission is to be sustainable in the region based on cooperative values. Of course, we are a cooperative bank. We take responsibility for the long-term well-being of customers and employees. This implements customers to sell products we also believe in, to have transparency in our business model and so on. And for employees, this is the classical S from ESG, to take care about employers' health, to take care about diversity and so on. And we act in an environmentally and climate conscious manner. So also to take care about our CO2 emissions, about our paper, also about our customer and the finance emissions we are working with. And what are the main values, the main drivers for the association? Trust, regionality, and customer proximity. So this reflects more or less the mission. So this was the first thing we were talking about in regards of sustainability. I think it was 5 years ago. So the management formed this mission, formed these values, and starting from this, we had the rollout of the sustainability strategy. So what are the factors that affect our DNA? It was there, to be honest. We just pointed it out more, and then we made it to our sustainability strategy. The most important thing, like all participants in this meeting, we are a cooperative association. More than 170 years. This I told you before: trust, regionality, customer proximity. This is the core of our business model. So this is the one and the major strategic direction. The other direction is, of course, the regionality. So you heard before, 9 banks all over Austria. It's a network. So the region, to get to know our customers in the region, and also the cooperative principle with the clients, are the owners of the bank. These are the most important things in our strategy. So we went on from this basis to, as I told you before, to some international initiatives, UN Global Compact, SDGs, and so on. And of course, increase the sustainability products and services. And one very important goal was also to help our customers to transform. Not only the bank, but also the customers. We issued our first green bond this year. And last year, we got, last week, we got a new rating from Sustainalytics. We are 10th best bank all over the world. And in Austria, we are on place 2 regarding our ESG rating. So our efforts pay off, and we are very glad and we are very proud that also Sustainalytics, as a very important rating agency, also shows this. Then we work together in diverse projects, especially on carbon neutralization, like photovoltaic services and things like this. And I told you before, we integrated ESG and the risk with ESG already in nearly every department in the bank. So what was the next step? And I think it's the most important step for every sustainable strategy. We made a materiality analysis. So we looked at our value chain and then looked at the most important topics. Made a stakeholder survey. We included really a lot of stakeholders. I think it was 25, starting from employers to customers, politics, and many more. And this was the basis for materiality metrics. This is the classical strategy, the first start of a strategy for a sustainability strategy. So all the important topics are then reported into the sustainability report. I will show you a short overview which were the topics we were discussing about. It was regionality, like we heard, cooperative, then sustainable investment, sustainable financing, and so on. Of course, some environmental topics, social and government topics, and also regarding to social, but some employee topics. And then decided, based on the stakeholder survey and also on internal discussion, with these materiality metrics, which are the most important topics for Volksbank that has to be transparent on one hand, has to be reported in our sustainability report, and are the focus for all our ambitions we are going through the next years. So on the right side, you see our most important topics. On the left are also important topics, but they are not so intensively reported like on the right hand. So I think for every bank, for every organization, the first thing is to think about what is relevant for my company, where is the biggest impact in positive and negative direction, and then it doesn't have to be a matrix, but just figure out which topics we have to focus on, not only from my internal analysis, but also from a stakeholder point of view. Out of this, we then convinced our board of directors. This was very important because I think without the board of directors and the main responsibility with the board of directors, it will be very difficult to transform a whole organization or to point out what is the DNA and to convince also all the employees to walk in one direction and to have one main goal. So the first thing, and this is this triangle, the main responsibility is in the board of directors. Values and goals, like we had before with the missions, strategies, positioning, like we had with this overview of the DNA. And then we implemented sustainability officers and ambassadors. They were, I think, only 2 or 3 were not volunteer. So most volunteers that from each department, which wanted to be ambassadors, sustainability officers for their bank or in the departments of Volksbank Vienna. And they are the one who do the framework for the action, who concentrates on the measure, and the employees, so the basis, are then the implementation of the concrete measures and are the, let's say, operational level. So we have this top-down responsibility. I think without, and I also noticed it, I was starting in 2016 with implementing sustainability. And so around 2020, the board of directors was really also with a focus in this topic. So from 2020 on, there were big steps compared to the periods before. So bringing the board of directors into a ambitious working level is, I think, the most important thing. Also, this ambassador network was, I think, a very important step to take. So we worked together not only during the period we had the project, but also now. So the project is already finished because the sustainability is already implemented in every department. So we work together, executives in the banks, also here in Volksbank Vienna, our sustainability team, and the ambassadors from all over the bank, who were also taking part of the project. You will see afterwards we also implemented a communication platform where every information regarding sustainability was found, starting from why do we do this, why is it important to take care of this theme, to presentations from all meetings, and so on. I think this was also a very valuable thing to help the people to communicate also in their departments. So with 2022, we started the project Sustainability. For me, also a very important step. Our CEO decided to do a project. Why? Because then we had one responsible in every department who really drove it. So we had the communication with the ambassadors and the operational work done by the ambassadors or with another colleagues. And we implemented it as a project all over the company, all over the bank. So the project owner was our CEO. And then we had real project management. I was in the strategy team, and then we had 4 different project types, sub-projects. The first was everything regarding strategy, organization, and the regulatory matters. With 2020, there were also already ECB looking for some sustainable change. And some other authorities also already pushed a little bit. Now it's much more, of course, but at this time, yeah, we put it in this sub-project. Then ecology and and social matters. This was basically facility management. So our buildings, our cars, our company cars, and social matter, everything in regard with HR. So diversity, health, sport program, and things like this. Then you had also one sub-budget regarding products and services. This was very important in regard also to some regulatory matters, like the taxonomy then was implemented, and services is also one thing I am where my focus is on, because with the services we can help our customers to transform. And the last one, we thought communication, stakeholder training maybe should be not an extra sub-project, but at the end it was good to make it an extra project, because we had really a lot of communication every month. We had our steering committee with the CEO and with our management, and every month we had meetings with the ambassadors and with the sustainability officers in the other banks all over Austria. So we had a really stiff program regarding this. And to give you more insight what were the topics and the measures we were talking about, it was, for example, strategic change to a sustainable company, green bond project was implemented. Then, of course, implementing and realizing of sustainable approaches in real estate, mobility, procurement, introduction of sustainable loans, and so on. And on the next page, you see our project platform. It grew and grew and grew. You see this, there were information about documents. We also put an extra press and communication button. So with every press release, we shared it with our other banks. They could use it also for their regional press work. So the project was successfully finished last year, mid of last year. And we really integrated sustainability into the core business and process, and also in all departments. So from mid of last year on, I am only I'm not operative working with in the departments, but yeah, we implemented a sustainability board. And in the sustainability board, this is the board for the decision making. The whole board, the board of management, is there every 2 months now, not every month, every 2 months. And we also bring all the information from our sustainability committee to the executive boards, not only in Vienna, but in whole Austria, so for every bank. All departments are involved. I said this before, every department has sustainability goals, still the ambassadors, and still the internal communication and the support of the goals is still the main goal of the ambassadors. And like I said before, we have the ambassadors in Vienna, and all over Austria we have the sustainability officers. So with finishing the project, we switched to another way, let's say, the way of working. We defined 10 sustainability goals, ESG. They are also in this logic. Volksbank has a low risk sustainability rating and wants to maintain this. This was the first one, and it's let's say overall goal, because yeah, if you do a good job, then the rating agency will also notice this. Then very important to bring sustainability criteria into our loans, and have a high share of products with sustainability background. For example, Union Investment, they do a really good job on sustainability, so we try to sell their products. Also with our insurance partner, there's also a focus on sustainable insurance, and yeah, all over the products, we try to bring more sustainability. Then the last goal of the E goals is the operation of the Volksbank will be CO2 neutral. Yeah, this is a hard goal. We are working very intensively on this. We also are implementing now the SBTIs to have a pathway to go to this CO2 neutrality. Then we switch to the S goals. The satisfaction of the customers and of the employees has to be increased. This is also measured by NPS scores. Diversity has to be increased, for example, with a woman mentoring we implemented, or some other measures to have more women in the management, and to bring also some cooperative goal into the sustainable project in the region are promoted through the cooperative dividend circle. So we have also a goal regarding the cooperative circle or the cooperative dividends in the regions. And the last goals are the governance goals. They are not really measurable. Let's say not like establishing the sustainability committee. We did already implementation of ESG aspects in the 3 lines of defense, and the transparency is very important to us. And what we also implemented starting this year, a bonus system for the whole company, for all employees regarding sustainability. We started with some small goals like the diversity goals, and some goals about sustainable funds. And yeah, we are increasing now. So we really want to have one goal regarding also our loans, and how many which portion of our loans are sustainable and which not. So this is, I think, the most important goal, this bonus system, because still there are some of our employees who work with the sustainability topic, but still are not that convinced. So if you come with goals, then it's always a good driver, and it's always good to convince colleagues with this bonus system. We share all the information through the whole association. So the information from our sustainability committee is transported to our sustainability officer in the regional banks. They report in their bank, and also they report to the supervisory board. So all over the bank, doesn't matter if we are on the highest level or the lowest level, all employees, all management members know what are our goals, what did we reach, which successes did we have, and maybe where is something to improve. So this communication thing is, I think, something very important. And of course, not only communication, also training is very important. Since I think 4 years already, we do a mandatory sustainability training for all employees, like teaching or training them about the sustainability positioning, cooperative, what is a cooperative bank, why is the organization of cooperative a very, very good organization form, and so on. We also have fit and proper trainings for our supervisory board, management board, for executives, and also trainings for different target groups, like, for example, for phones, like for insurance, there are also different trainings. So I see communication and trainings was a very big focus, and since 4 years, we really have regular mandatory trainings all over the bank. So this was how we implemented it, and how do we live it? How is the implementation in the core business, which of course is in our business mainly the loans. So how does the sustainability strategy in the credit business look like? We work with exclusion, investments, and engagements. Exclusion, I think everybody knows. So we have some industries we don't want to work with, or some general environmental exclusion criteria like forced labor, animal testing, and so on. And then a big focus is on the investment. So we do not only, we did implement an ESG heat map based on branches, and we also look at our customers' ESG score. So we have different questions we ask our customers, like we normally do with a rating. So the rating also implements ESG criteria. So, but not only for all customers, the bigger the customer are, the more questions they get. And the very small customers, this is in our definition, below 100,000 credit loan volume, they get no individual questions. So there is just an approximation depending on the region and depending on the sector. And then the bigger the company gets, the more questions are asked. So this is also how we affect also our customers. We first ask them, is your business affected, your business model affected by some kind of sustainable risk event or by some sustainable theme? We look at the awareness. Is our customer aware of what may be risk, sustainable risk? Then important thing, is it also measured already? So is it affected, aware, measured, and what is the adequacy? So these are the questions our consultants asked our customers. And so this was on the company's level. If a customer wants to invest in something, we also have a labeling and a sustainability check. If our customers wants to invest in one of these categories, green building, renewable energy, clean transportation, and so on, it's also there's also a SDG which is matched, and if these categories, if this investment fits one of these categories, the loan is labeled as green. Yeah, so it's not only taxonomy. You see, it's more than taxonomy, like access to essential services, sustainable agriculture, clean that. So some categories are from the taxonomy, but not all. So we have on one level the company itself, the rating for the company itself, and on the other hand also the investment. So we could also have one sector which is very, let's say, green or brown or bad, and invests in photovoltaic on their roof. So this is also possible because we want to help with the sustainable transformation. Also, one very important thing is the commitment. I told you already the discourse at the annual and rating meetings, consulting in some directions, but also many events. We have a brochure, How Sustainability Works for SMEs and Cooperatives, which helps with small tips, with links, with interviews with experts, how to start the sustainable transformation. And we have a focus, for example, now in our third edition of our brochure, for example, on circular economy. And we also have, this is my thing or my focus. Also, we have a small book for children, which also focuses on climate change, and brings some awareness also for the children. We had this as a present for small children. Good. So, and to finish my presentation, we have an implementation example. We have a special focus on renewable energy cooperatives. So you see on one hand, we have the decarbonization. On the other hand, we have the cooperative. Here are the pros and cons of a cooperative. I think you all know this. I think this is important. We are a circle of three. We are three partners. So first of all, it's a company that really brings the hardware for renewable energy projects. Then we have our Austrian Genossenschaftsverband, Austrian Cooperative Association, who helps to to implement, to found a cooperative. We from Volksbank, we are financing the projects, and the hardware is coming from our partner from Power Solution. So there were already some successes in 2022. There were already 17 energy cooperatives founded. And this is, I think, the perfect, the perfect match, or it perfectly reflects the strategy. On the one hand, we try to reduce CO2. We have this cooperative organizational form, and you see here all of the DNA of Volksbanken Association is put together in one project, one product, or in one way to help our customer to have the to transform earlier and in a very good way. So now we are through the presentation, and I'm really happy to have some questions, or maybe you have also some best practice examples. How did you start your transformation? So I will look up in the chat. No, there's no question up to now.
Please feel also free to put the question in the chat or just ask Monika directly. In the meantime, Monika, I have a question.
Yeah.
I think it was on slide, I think I was on slide 16, where you mentioned, you know, the different teams to implementing the work package. You know, if you could share this again, how long did it take from implementing the teams to really have the work package, just to have an idea of the time frame?
Yeah. So I hope it works out. Here it is. Yeah, you mean this one or the next?
No, there's one before. Yeah, this one.
This one. Yeah, perfect. So we started in summer 2019 to form the project. First, I wanted to make 3 sub-projects, E, S, and G, but soon we noticed this doesn't work because, of course, products are ES at least. Yeah, so we had these 3 different sub-project organization. Put together ecological and social matters and the project extra. So then we formed the project, and it was approved in December. So it took quite a while because we had several reviews of all of the sub-projects and working packages. This looks like, yeah, very, very, very slim. But at the end, we had, I think, it was Excel with 400 different measures all over these packages. So every department was thinking, what is my contribution to a sub-project, to the overall goal. Then starting from December, we had 1.5 years for the project sustainability with a really big focus of the management. So we also got a budget. Not only for paying some consultants, because this is always very important. Yeah, like I showed you the materiality analysis. I think you can't do it on your own. You need somebody who is really in this scene. But also in every department, people who were kind of set free. Of course, they worked their normally daily business, but they were kind of set free to work into the project. So there was a really, really big focus in the 1.5 years to have success in this transformation. So all in 2 years, a little bit more than 2 years, because it was in my head before, of course, how to make the structure.
Thank you. That's a good answer. Thank you. And also, Monika, just what was the biggest challenge for you as you know, in those 2 years?
Definitely to get the commitment of the management board. This was the first step. We started with our sustainability report, the first one, 2016 already, because I wanted to make a trial before we really had the obligation to make a sustainability report. And from 2016, like I said, to 2019, we were just, my department was collecting things all over the bank, which seems to be somehow sustainable. Yeah, we put it together in our report, and yeah, this was it, to be honest. And so in 2019, also with the support of ECB, ECB, I would say mainly, because they really put pressure on it. So with support of the regulatory, then it became a more important topic. And then the management also thought, okay, maybe we should make some goals and put more effort in this topic. So mainly the management board. I don't know how other banks or how other cooperatives work with this, but as soon as we had the management, everybody was running, yeah, you know, because then the CFO asked our colleagues, what's going on? Did you already give some impact or some input to the sustainability report? And then there was more ambition afterwards.
Thank you, Monika. Thank you. I think there are also 2 questions in the chat. Okay, I don't know if you can read them.
Goals are together to achieve. Is there a question or? With the goals, maybe I will open the goals again. It's not all at once, because there are also different departments involved. With the rating, we are dependent, of course, from the rating agency, but still, all employees who could somehow contribute with some kind of information to a better rating, they all work together, and it's really a good team. So the first goal is, so like I said, the overall goal. Yeah, we are working all the time, all year long. We are working on this low risk rating for Sustainalytics. Everything that is involved with products, especially with loans, this is a topic which is very slow. We don't have customers that can provide data. They are very small. It's not mandatory for them to provide data. And the big customers who have sustainability reports, or maybe with the CSRD, are forced also to bring some data. These are not the customers of Volksbank. So we are now only guessing how we have a lot of approximations about the data in our loan portfolio. And it's really difficult to get real data from our customers by convincing them. You can imagine we had COVID, now we had very high energy prices. So the small customers, yeah, they have other things to do. They have to survive. I always think of, a small bakery. They stand up at 4 in the morning, they have to sell their product. They mostly don't care about how much CO2 do they have with their company cars or something like this. Yeah, so we really try to convince, and this is a long process. So everything in regard with loans is a long-term measure. With our own buildings, mainly the branches with the CO2. This is something that works quite well, because the people who are in facility management, they are already quite aware that they need to bring data, for example, of energy, of water, and other topics. So this is a separate goal, and all the rest, S and the G's, S especially regarding to employees, regarding to customer satisfaction. To be honest, we did already take care of this. Not that focused, or not with real KPIs, but we now have focused on 2 KPIs regarding the customer, one of the employee satisfaction, and diversity was also something we were always working on, but didn't measure. So these sustainability goals forced us to be precise, to look what is our basis, where do we want to go, how can we measure. And this is a big difference, to be honest. If we see, for example, in this last sustainability report, we had an increase of 10% with women in management. We have something to sell. I have something, I'm also communication, I have something to sell. So it's all at once, also different departments involved. yeah, but I think it's really important to put numbers behind the goals. Also with the bonus system, like I said before, if I know when I increase my sustainable loan portfolio, once we are not that far, I get a bonus. Of course, our consultant will have another focus and another ambition on convincing their customers to invest in green investments. Is your question answered with this? I hope so. Who was it? Katharina?
Yes, thanks.
Okay, perfect. And there are specific requirements for building efficient gases. Okay, incremental financing in the real estate sector. Yeah, in the real estate sector, mainly we focus on the taxonomy. We have our own taxonomy check, which was invented by a colleague of mine. Up to now, it's an Excel sheet. So it's no big sophisticated tool or something like this, because we didn't want to invest in this up to now. But yes, of course, there are specific requirements. Yeah, definitely. And if not, they are not taxonomy aligned. What we don't do up to now is to avoid different investments up to now. Yeah. So if you're not taxonomy conform, okay, you are not, but nothing happens. Yeah. So this would be one of the next steps. If we raise our prices or have some other measures to force our customers to go more green, this is not discussed up to now. And I think we also have to look what the ECB wants. Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Something else?
Yeah, remark from the inside from OGV. I've known Monika for more than 5 years, and I think you all feel her enthusiasm, and she has put her heart and soul into the sustainability project, and it now paid off some form of climactic with first time consolidated non-financial reporting this year for the whole association. And also this Sustainalytics Morningstar rating, you can all look it up. It's not something out of thin air. It's really there. Volksbank Vienna, nearly at negligible ESG risk. So it really paid off all this year. And it was to a great part thanks to Monika also.
Yeah, no, so the whole team. Thank you to Stefan, the whole team, definitely. Yeah, but you can also see with this rating, it reflects our DNA and our business model, because we don't have a lot of risks. Yeah, it's only Austria. We don't have four companies or something like that. So everything is managed by partners. We only have the loan. We only have the finance area we are working on, and the rest, yeah, is slimmed down and is external. Yeah, so also the strategy was very important to also reach this high score. Yeah, yeah. Other banks maybe don't have the possibility because they have more risk in foreign countries or with special customers or things like this.
Does anybody else have a question or would like to give some feedback to Monika, to us, to the group? So if not, I think we will close the Spark of today, and thanking Monika very warmly for your
Thank you
powerful and informative presentation. We will send this to everybody who registered today, her presentation. And if anybody has a question for Monika, we will share also her contact information. So if you want to, think about this in an hour, please get in contact with her.
Yes.
Right?
Thank you so much. Yeah, please come back to me if you have any question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Monika. And I see you again. The next Spark is, we take a break in July. The next one is in August. So I'll see you again, hopefully then. By then, have a have a good afternoon and a good rest of the morning. And thanks again, Monika, for your time.
Thank you. Thank you all
Thank
for
you, everyone.
participating. Bye. See you
Thank you.
again. Bye.
Bye.